the Superman trailer, or not even trailer, the sneak peek came out the other day, maybe 2 days ago or something. And I feel like it was received with a few mixed reactions. I definitely know there are people on either side of the spectrum as well, on very polar opposite sides. A lot of people that are massive Superman fans, gun fans that are really keen for this and they think it looks great, and other people on the other side who are the very strict Snyder cult, I would say, because a lot of Snyder fans feel like they can be in a bit of a cult with the way that they talk about the Zack Snyder trilogy or the Justice League trilogy that he kind of did. Now, when looking at this sneak peek, I did have a watch of it off stream 2 days ago when it came out, as everyone else did, and I wasn't the biggest fan of it. And I'll kind of get into my reasons. I'll talk about the things that I like and dislike. First thing that I really disliked was this scene. So in the trailer, in the first trailer for this movie that came out, it made this scene seem really serious, and it made it seem really impactful and kind of important to the movie. And then now seeing it in the kind of full context in the sneak peek, what we kind of get is what I would call a textbook Marvel joke here. So Superman seemingly maybe is hurt with some kryptonite. Obviously, that's why he's bleeding and all this, and that's why he's really hurt. And he calls for Crypto. Crypto comes and just jumps up and down on him, thinking they're gonna like play or some bullshit, which they don't do, obviously, because he's hurt. And David Corenswet or whatever, Superman has to like really like explain to him or like really persuade him to let him know that he's hurt. Like I don't get it. Like I really didn't like that they took this really serious scene where Superman is hurt and they made a joke out of it. I think that was, it just felt textbook Marvel, you know. It really felt like a MCU joke. I think that's James Gunn's MCU kind of writing really showing there, and I really didn't like it. So that's the first thing I really didn't like about this kind of trailer. And then we'll go into the second thing that I didn't like about it, because there's only really two bits that I didn't really enjoy. The other one was this thing. Now, I feel like this robot interaction with Superman can be explained away in the movie once we see the full movie, but right here, I think is it number 4? I can't really tell. Maybe number 4. This robot says, I don't know. They're like fucking AI generated beings or whatever, and they don't have feelings, and they don't have emotions and all that bullshit. And then Superman looks over to the new recruit or the new hire or whatever, who's number 12, and they're like shocked that Superman looked at them 2 seconds after one of them said they don't have emotions. So what I feel like this entire scene could be is just or like the reception this scene has gotten from a lot of people. I feel like it just is a massive overreaction. I feel like that's just what it's going to be, because once the movie comes out, I feel like this scene is just going to be explained away. Maybe because 12 is brand new, they do have emotions, and that's just like an upgrade they have. Or because this is like number 4, he's like the 4th generation of these robots, and like the later gen ones have emotions and all this. I feel like that might be the case. Or because realistically, the fact that people are upset that one of them says they don't have emotions and then the other one expresses emotions, do we really think that James Gunn is that dumb to write something like that into his script and never to catch it? Like, I don't think that's the case. Like, a lot of people look over these scripts as well, and there's a lot of proofreading. They go through so many drafts of scripts to get to the final script that ends up getting used in the movie. And even then, when they're on set and they're filming this stuff, like, people still amend scripts even on shooting locations and all that stuff. So I highly doubt that this is a writing error and a continuity error. That just seems really ridiculous. But then again, if it is, wow. But that's all I have to say about that, really. The next thing that a lot of people actually, I said there are only two things that I disliked about this trailer, but maybe there are three. This one has kind of been explained away by fans, I feel like, but I'll kind of put my 2 cents in there and then talk about what a lot of people have been debating about this scene. So obviously, this is from Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League. This is not from the James Gunn Superman trailer, but this scene has been compared a lot to the scene in the sneak peek for Superman of David Corenswet's Superman being healed by the sun, and they kind of explain that they're hitting him with like 200 something times the sun's power or whatever with the magnifying glass and all that bullshit. But the reaction that Superman has in the scene is like him screaming and yelling and he's in pain. And a lot of people didn't like that because they kind of remembered this scene from Zack Snyder's Justice League and they were like, well, it's a really calm and serene and kind of what would you say? It feels like rejuvenation, you know, like it feels healing in a kind of spiritual way rather than a like actual physical way. This scene feels like he's almost meditating, you know. He's in the zone. He's kind of soaking up the sun rather than feeling like he's being hit by it, you know. So he feels like it feels like he's almost fucking tanning here, you know. He's like relaxing on the beach and he's tanning and he's like soaking it all in and really enjoying it. But then in the Superman sneak peek, it's like he's in a lot of pain being hit by the sun, not really being not kind of sitting there soaking in it. So I get that kind of that difference between these two scenes. But my thing about it, and the thing that a lot of people have said is that, well, and this is my understanding, I'm not like a massive comic book head or anything, but my understanding is that once he's kind of exposed to kryptonite, he's almost in this like human state, like he becomes kind of human and he can feel pain and obviously he bleeds and his bones can break and all that bullshit. So I feel like that's what's happened. And then when he's being hit by the sun in the sneak peek, what's happening is his bones and everything are kind of fixing themselves, and obviously he's going to become like super strong again and the Man of Steel or whatever. But it's a very painful procedure. So that's my understanding, is that until he's fully healed, he still feels all the pain, and that's why he's screaming. It may have come across a little bit cringy in the movie or in the sneak peek. I shouldn't say the movie, but once the full movie comes out, I think then we can finally kind of understand everything, and then we can give it a fair critique. All this stuff about the sneak peek is you know, we still don't have the full context of the entire movie and all the lore that I think James Gunn will be adding to the character. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I do really like the Zack Snyder scene a little bit more than what we've seen in the sneak peek, but that's kind of where we're at the moment. And then last but not least, we'll talk about stuff that we like now. So that's just kind of the nitpicks and some of the things that people have been saying online that they didn't like about the trailer. But now we're going to talk about stuff that I personally liked, and I think that everyone else really liked too. The design for the Fortress of Solitude, which is what this tweet is kind of about. I don't know who this person is, but as someone, it says, as someone who wrote an entire DC comic series about the Fortress of Solitude, I would like to say that the @James Gunn version might be the most beautiful I've ever seen, or I've seen. And I'd have to agree, from what I've seen of the Fortress of Solitude, this thing looks fucking beautiful. And I think the cinematography for this scene as well is gorgeous. Like, it is phenomenally well shot and presented. I think, honestly, blue is probably my favorite color, and the fact that this whole scene is like blue, it just, I don't know, it looks really, really calming and nice. I fucking love it. And yeah, the Fortress of Solitude looks great. But yeah, to my point of the sneak peek, more to what I really enjoyed about it, and I'll bring up the actual trailer because we're not gonna watch it, but what we'll do is we'll kind of skip through it. So I'll bring it back up here. Uh, I feel like you can literally skip across to any part of the actual scene that's shown here because later on it's a bit of a montage of what we've seen before in the trailers. But honestly, skip to any point, I reckon, in this scene, and you're gonna like what you see here. I think the whole thing is fucking beautiful. Yeah, skipping there. All right. This is a bit of a funny one, but this is part of the stuff that I didn't like, which I kind of mentioned before. This looks super fucking goofy, and it makes his suit look kind of like a toy. But yeah, I think a lot of the cinematography for this movie looks really fucking grouse. Like even the Fortress of Solitude, I think is it coming out of the ground? I can't remember, but yeah, like a lot of this looks great. Yeah, so it's number 4. You know, I really think that maybe these robots are made in like generations, but then again, they all look the same. So I don't know. It might be like Mark 4, Mark 12, or whatever, kind of like Iron Man suits, and each one is an improvement on the last. That might be my kind of thing. Oh, that's a really good shot, actually, of the suit. That is a really nice shot. So, about the suit. I really like the suit. I really like it, but I do think it looks like a toy. I do think the suit looks a bit like a toy. It looks like a version of Superman that you'd find on like a Target, in like the Target toy section or whatever. I feel like it looks like a fucking action figure you'd pick up off the shelf. But in saying that, I also really like it. It looks kind of classic, and then it has all these like weird details around here, and it's got like this kind of texture on it that makes it feel a little bit more modernized and improved rather than something like the Matt Reeves Superman suit from back in the day, which is literally just pretty much a fucking t-shirt or whatever, you know, and his muscles are so big that he fills it out really nicely. But yeah, also, yeah, I don't know. I like it, but it looks like a toy at the same time. That's what I have to say about it, pretty much. And here's that shot. That shot is fucking awesome. Yeah, I really think this movie's gonna look phenomenal. It's gonna look amazing, this whole movie. Like, it's so good looking. Yeah, that's like a wide shot from the start as well. A little bit wider than what we saw. Oh, and this as well. Yeah, man, this is so nice. Like, it's so beautiful. I'm very keen to watch this movie. But then again, there are like the little things that I would call them nitpicks. You know, to be fair, like the stuff like Crypto jumping on Superman, that's a nitpick. Oh, that's a really nice shot too. The stuff with like 12 and 4 and how 12 like expresses emotions and 4 says they don't. I feel like it's going to be explained in the movie, and if even if it isn't, so fucking what? It's just a stupid joke, I reckon. Um, I like even if it isn't explained in the movie, I reckon it's just going to be a stupid joke that maybe he doesn't know that they can, you know, because he's always so focused on the facts. But to be fair, where is it? When he when Crypto brings Superman in, like he's like, holy shit, what's going on here? He's like distressed. Yeah, like he's fucking distressed, wasn't he? Like when Crypto brought Superman in. So I reckon they actually do have emotion, and this dude does as well. But I don't know. I don't know why he said what he said, but I reckon we'll figure it out in the movie. I reckon it's going to be explained then. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on the sneak peek. It looks beautiful. Some of the nitpicks, some of the things people didn't like, I think are nitpicks. At the end of the day, I don't think there really are big deals. I don't think they're going to be a big deal when the movie comes out. I think people are going to have a lot of fun with this. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on the sneak peek, pretty much.